Hey, what's up everyone? Morey Croson here, and we have another new breakdown for you today. It's going to be on Russell Wilson and his deep ball accuracy, deep ball throws. He was recently named the #2 overall player in the NFL, and when I saw that, I was kind of surprised a little bit by that ranking. But going through some of his highlights and watching how amazingly accurate he is on the deep ball, it's like, man, it is pretty well deserved, and some amazing accomplishments that he's had within a very, very short career. We'll go ahead and hop right in the video here. But before we do, go ahead and like the video if you like the information, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, everything that we need you to do in order to continue to grow this channel, and we'll hop right into it. Okay, so how I ended up formulating this is just going to be one video after the other with Russell Wilson, just because it's kind of a video where it's hard to go and replay it. Big thing that stands out to him though is just how much, and we talked about this before in a breakdown that I did of him, is he does just a great job of creating a lot of thoracic spine rotation as he's throwing. I watched a video recently on him talking about how important the wrist flick is as well when it comes to actually throwing the ball. And so those would be the two main things that really focus on when studying Russell Wilson: his ability to create a massive amount of wrist flick and his ability to actually generate a lot of rotation within the spine. See how when he goes and he steps with the left foot, he gets that rotation within the spine. Obviously, this isn't the greatest example of where you want to be stepping, but again, he relies a lot on that thoracic spine rotation, and he gets that ball up, and then he really flicks that wrist really hard as he's coming through, and he utilizes that a lot when it comes to his overall ability to generate a lot of consistent force, and gets a lot more pinpoint overall accuracy. You can see that ball is just absolutely amazing in terms of the actual placement of it. Here's another one. So sits back, loads into that back leg very nicely, then delivers a just shot. This one you can see he gets spine rotation as well as spine flexion. So he bends forward a little bit as well as he's going through the throw, right? And that makes it so then he puts this ball right on the money. I want to go back and show you guys how perfect of a throw this was, how much overall force he generates within that spine to make it so he's able to put that ball right there. Amazing accuracy. So notice how, he pushes off the back leg well. I don't think he has near as good of a push off as somebody like an Aaron Rodgers or a Patrick Mahomes. Like, those guys have really, really strong push off and really create a lot of rotation within the hips. He's just very unique in generating a lot of spine rotation very early on, and then he gets that ball really high, and then he flicks that wrist and comes down hard on it. And I think that's what really makes him the most unique, is that he just creates such a natural wrist flick in his throw. Here you can see that angle within the shoulders, loads back, and then releases that ball really high and really comes down on the wrist. And so there's a video out there. I'll see if I can actually pin it as well, that talks about some of the grips and how important the grip is when it comes to throwing the deep ball. It's not one of my videos, it's another video. That's why I say I don't know if I can pin it for sure. If not, maybe I'll put it in the description down below. But it talks about how Russell Wilson really likes to use a lot of his wrist flick when it comes to the deep ball. He says that really improves his overall accuracy, is how he's able to grip the ball and how he's able to flick the wrist, and why he's able to generate a lot more force on the throw when he does that, right? Just putting the ball right out there. That guy, he was wide open. Right now, you just go through throw after throw of him just putting the ball right on the money, right in between two defenders right there. And just a guy that is great at being able to keep the play alive. Some of the mechanic things are very, very unique, right? He has big hands for his overall size, and that's something that really stood out about him, was that he had just a crazy hand size when he was coming to the NFL. So that obviously plays a big impact on being able to throw the ball further. The bigger your hands are, I think that does have a positive impact on your deep ball capabilities. But I think the bigger thing to take away from, for some of the people that don't necessarily have the biggest hands, is that you want to be able to generate a lot of spine rotation, and you really want to be strong at being able to flick the wrist. We do have a lot of videos to help you with understanding how to flick the wrist in order to help you in your throw. And that also has a big impact on how accurate you are with your deep throw. So, and that's really important, right? There's a lot of guys that can throw the ball 70, 75 yards, have a lot of overall velocity, but aren't accurate, right? And that makes it so they end up getting a lot of trouble with interceptions, not able to consistently complete passes, and really all that arm strength is not good for anything if you can't actually hit your receiver in stride. All right, so that ends up being a big part of being able to develop as a quarterback is being able to be consistently accurate. Hopefully this helps. I think Russell Wilson is a great quarterback to watch, especially because he's only 5'11", so a lot of you guys can get some great information from watching a video like this, and he's somebody that just worked his ass off in order to be an NFL quarterback, so he's a great person to look up to as well. If you guys have any questions about some of the programs, we have a lot of different links in the description below. We have a 3-month program. We have a Zoom session if you want to learn more about the actual program. We have a 7-day trial. We have an ebook that's free. A lot of things that will be able to help you guys out. Go ahead and check the description down below. And as always, we'll talk to you soon.